Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing today? We got 11 people joining us this morning off the rip. Haven't even posted an announcement. You guys are insane. 15 people joining us already. 2 minutes in. Top of the morning, top of the top, cream of the crop. Who is excited on this beautiful Monday morning? Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of news to unpack for today. A lot of stuff is going on within the industry. I'm excited to talk about it not only on a little bit on this stream, but on the actual dedicated YouTube live stream that we're going to be hosting after Coffee with Closer. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your opportunity to really ask those questions that you have been dying to get answers to. Maybe you've asked them in the main chat and haven't gotten a response. This is your opportunity. Good morning, Dan. How are you doing today?
What's up, man? Sorry I'm late.
Nah, all good, all good. A lot of news going on today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, we got a lot of stuff developing across the board. You know, South Carolina has recently put out a interesting bill, and we're going to be breaking that down here on the podcast after Coffee with Closers. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to break it down line by line and try to find some sort of truth. I want to also reach out to a real estate attorney to get their perspective. I know that we saw one on Jerry's channel about what that specific attorney felt was actually being regulated from that bill. And I want to get to the bottom of what is truly going to be regulated, what is truly going to be permissible, and what is truly going to be strictly forbidden when it comes to wholesaling real estate, ladies and gentlemen, because we need to have clarity. We need to know what it is we can and cannot do in this business. Ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody to just take a second here and please invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us. This is your opportunity to be in proximity with real closers. Come join us for Coffee with Closers now. Looks like we got Mr. Dan Fazio setting up. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, back from a weekend. Got the fresh cut. 35 people joining us already, ladies and gentlemen. How was everybody's weekend? Let's tap in. Let's figure out how everybody's doing, where everybody's at, what everybody's up to. This is the best opportunity to be in proximity with the members of the community that show up and that are really dialed in, doing this business day in and day out. Malone says it was my birthday weekend and Mother's Day. It was amazing. Fantastic. Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there. We certainly wouldn't be here without them. So happy belated Mother's Day to all of the amazing mothers of the world. And my mom is watching this. Love you, Mom. Thank you for birthing me, bringing me into the world. And
Is she watching?
hopefully. She said she saw me on YouTube. So I appreciate you, Mom. Love you. Hope you're having a fantastic day today.
Dude, my mom watches everything that I do, so I can't talk about anything that I want to talk about. But I'm trying to schedule a podcast with someone here in Miami. I'm trying to get something going because I got some things. I just got some things I got to talk about. I got some things I got to get off my chest. And there's been some talk going around, I guess, in the real estate industry. So about me and another individual that I used to run a business with.
Oh.
That individual has decided that they have some things that they wanted to say. So I want to be able to speak my piece on everything and that perspective, because I haven't spoken my piece. I haven't spoken my piece about that. No one knows that story.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get somebody to bring me on. We're trying to make something happen.
Well, this is gonna be interesting. I already know something's cooking up.
Man, well, listen. I got a lot I gotta say because I just one thing that I cannot do is it is winners' responsibilities to make sure that losers cannot rewrite history. That is one thing That
Wow.
is my responsibility. I cannot let losers rewrite history. So Um, I got some things I got to talk about. Sko got it. Sko got that one. Sko got that one. You know, that's the truth, though, Sko. It really is the truth. It really is the truth. It is winners' responsibility to make sure that losers cannot rewrite history.
Wow, Dan, have you seen the recent bill that is being proposed to the governor? I actually want to give this guy a call. I want to give the governor a call, and I'd like to speak to him about this matter if he has time for me today. And I'd like to tell him why I believe that it's not a good idea to sign this bill. And I'd like
I mean, I think
to also see
that's
some
how
other
it
people in the
starts, right?
community, take action and call as well. Sco says it's already
I
signed.
think
Is that
I
correct?
think, yeah, it is. I
Dang.
think that it is. I think I have some things to say, but I'll wait until the podcast later today. But I think we definitely should get somebody who's from South Carolina. Um, I think we should definitely, talk to a real estate leader. That'd be a great idea for a podcast, John. Find somebody in South Carolina who's from South Carolina,
Ben is from South
in
Carolina.
the real estate community. Talk to Ben. Do a podcast with Ben about. Well, Ben's gonna be on the podcast later today, but I'm curious to see what he has to say about it. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna give my piece into it, but yeah, I mean, it does start with if you have things that you feel like you disagree with, it is important to make those calls and voice your opinions. It can make a difference. Sometimes it can make no difference. So, but it is important to voice your opinion because that is your right, and the less that we exercise our rights, the more that the rights are easily taken away. So, you know.
Definitely agree. Um, Damn. Over the weekend, I had already seen this documentary called The Social Dilemma, but I saw it again, and it really opened up my eyes, as to kind of what's going on in the world and why there's a lot of disarray and so much conflict. And that's something that I also do want to say for the podcast, but I also kind of want to touch on it a little bit here. And it's funny because people don't really share in general, like a shared reality anymore because everybody is so glued to their little world. Everybody has their own exposure to their select truths that there's no common ground, amongst people. And
Right.
I had seen that documentary one time, maybe like 2 years back, 2 3 years back, and it didn't quite hit me the way that it hit me the second time I watched it after I had had some time to really sit on that information. And what I found was I really aligned with a lot of the stuff that I was seeing in that documentary. A lot of the thoughts that I were having about, wow, like how is it that nobody else seems to see this, like, or I also feel like there's got to be, everybody must be in alignment with what I'm agreeing or what I believe because I see all the stuff that reinforces that. But the reality is there's a lot of confusion and division in what people are actually being exposed to on the internet. There isn't a lot of common ground for shared reality, and this was a conversation in terms of like objective truth versus everything being relative or subjective that I was having with my girlfriend. And it's interesting, we built a country with the belief that the previous government was unjust and unfair. We went to war over a tax on tea, and now people don't seem to be really standing up for their rights, really, fighting politically against a lot of the stuff that's happening. And there's a lot of, from what I'm gathering, there's just like a general disconnect, amongst people. There's not a lot of things that people really agree upon because they're all subject to different truth. And I'm seeing that Adrian's putting in the chat. We know, there's one thing that's for sure, death and taxes. That's true. It's very difficult to avoid the two, but depending on what AI does here in the next couple of years, it's crazy to see the advancements. It's wild, but I just think that the reason that everybody in here shows up every single day is because we're all shown this same shared reality. Like, we all see that we want to become successful. We all love real estate to the point where we're willing to go all in on this thing that is going to be the ticket for us to set up that future for our families, our generations, or whatever it is. And that's why we join here. But the reason it's not just like a global thing is just it's not a shared reality. So, I implore everybody in here to really share this reality, share this opportunity, share this possibility with as many people as you can, because you never know whose life you might positively impact just by sending them that link to come and join us here at discord.gg/REI Rev. All right. But I think there's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about on the podcast today. I want to really use this time to answer questions from the community. I've seen a lot of people asking questions over the weekend, and I really want this time to be utilized, for people to get up here, talk to us, ask their questions, and get the answers that they're looking for. Dan asking if I should buy a house. Yeah, actually, I was running the numbers.
You're buying a property? You're buying a property?
I was running some numbers.
Am I starting to wave? Am I starting to wave?
Dan might be influencing the industry here. I was starting to run some numbers, and it's actually very much more attainable than I had originally anticipated. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 43 people joining us today. What is one question that you have about the industry? What is one thing that you maybe want to share with us about what's going on in your business, whether that's positive or negative, whether that's an obstacle that you have to overcome or an achievement that you have already won? Let us know what is going on with you all. Today's Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We got to bring the energy. Monday, the 13th of May.
Yeah, so I just want to clarify something that I think a lot of people keep getting confused on, and I don't know if it's because y'all just aren't listening to what I'm saying, or if you guys are choosing to have selective hearing on the matter. But the bottom line is, guys, when it comes to SMS, I want to make this clear: SMS is never going away. That's not what these regulations are associated with. There is no such thing as SMS being completely taken out of the picture, right? Businesses are always going to be able to reach their clients on a mass scale through text messaging and phone calling. The only thing that I said is going to happen by the end of the year is that regulations are going to get harder, okay, for people who don't have real information from their clients. They aren't getting the information from the client to contact them. But that's never changed. It has always been against FCC policy and the TCPA guidelines to contact people without their permission. It's never been any different. So I think that's what has people have misconstrued up to this point, is they think that all of a sudden they're trying to take the right away to be able to reach out to people through SMS. It's never been okay. TCPA guidelines from the very beginning have always been in the perspective of you cannot contact people, especially through SMS, without their permission. They just didn't care so much up to this point until people started using it to scam people. that's the problem that we're in. It really has nothing to do with wholesalers. It really has nothing to do with real estate people. It just has to deal with the fact that people in who get in these industries, whether it's finance, loans, um, real estate wholesaling, real estate agents, they they don't care. A lot of people get in this business not caring about who the other person is on the line. I notice this is a lot of people that I just talk to in the audience on a regular basis in here. I notice that you all don't care who's on the other side of the phone. You don't care about their story. You don't care about their situation. You don't really care about the situation that they're in. You only care about what you're trying to get out of the phone call. And I understand that is how most people operate. Most people operate from a perspective of, and I think that's what John was trying to say earlier. Most people care up to a certain point until they really have to apply effort. And if applying the effort could affect their personal life in any kind of negative way, they decide not to do it, right? No one wanted to wear masks 3 years ago in the supermarket and this and that, but they also didn't want to not be able to not travel. So therefore, then they go to the policy of, oh, well, I'll just wear it to get on the airplane so that I can fit the compliancy so that I don't get in trouble. Everyone has a personality of, I'm a tough motherfucker, I'm a bad motherfucker, I'm a badass dude, until the moment finally calls for you to stand up, and then that might cause you to get hit. Then no one wants to take responsibility. So a lot of you are contacting these individuals on the other side of the line, not thinking about how they are perceiving it. You get on the phone with somebody cold calling them, and they tell you to go fuck your mother. And you're like, damn, what a fucking crazy individual. What an insanity thing to say. You don't understand what this person might be going through in their lives and how many phone calls on a regular basis they're receiving a day to people that don't even do this business, really, never closed the deal, never bought a house, never even made a transaction, and don't even have the money in their bank account or even have access to the money to buy the property. So you have to understand that every time you make a call or every time that you send a text, you're not the only person doing it anymore. It wasn't that big of a deal 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, because not everybody had the technology as easily as they have access to it now. And the only reason that they started demanding that you become A2P compliant now to even send a text message through a VoIP is because it became so easy for people to get access to VoIP phones that they were like, man, we got to do something because too many scam artists are getting hold of these phones. And then also, in the meantime, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Frontier subscribers are calling AT&T, Frontier, and T-Mobile every day saying, please, 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 stop these people from contacting my phone. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. So they have the pressure because they're running a business. And what would you do if someone attacks your customer base? You would find ways to try to shut that possibility of them doing so down. So they started adding in filters to messages that are common that come from people who don't have said information opted in first. So a lot of the text messages in the very beginning was, hey, would you be interested in selling your house? They started structuring it out. They said, okay, hey, too many repetitive messages all coming from the same number. We're going to shut that down because these people are just sending out these messages to try to contact people and without their permission. So they've slowly just tightened the rope every single month. For the past 2 years, they've been slowly tightening the chains. And it's been going on for 2 years. But what you all don't pay attention to is because you all aren't on the front ends of this. So you guys haven't been seeing everything up until this point, and now you think all of a sudden it's just that they're just trying to take away your ability to get leads. They're not trying to take away your ability to get leads. They don't want your businesses to fail. They don't want people to not become successful. They don't want you to not win. It has nothing to do with that. All they want is for you to be able to get leads legitimately. And it's never been legitimate to just pull a list off the internet and just start spamming that list of numbers, asking people if they would be interested in selling their home. It's never been legitimate. forever, since the TCPA has been in effect, it has never been legitimized. But all of the gurus ignore this because they haven't been wanting to tell you all the truth from the very, very, very beginning, because they realize that the more barriers that they put, the less courses they can sell, the less memberships they can sell to their Facebook groups, the less memberships they can sell to their Discord groups. That's why this Discord is for free, because we're not trying to create our own ideology of what's going on. We're simply telling you all how it is. That's the only reason that we're here.
Facts.
We're trying to tell you all the truth and what's really going on, because we have no agenda to keep pulling you all in. They all have an agenda, so of course they're going to change the narrative on what is being put out there information-wise. Oh, don't worry, SMS is never going away. It's never been going away, not going away. It's always going to be allowed for people who have legitimate businesses, but the people who are contacting people in an illegitimate way, they're going to have a harder and harder time to do so. Is it going to be possible? Yes. But you're not going to be able to, they're just going to keep making the loophole tighter and tighter and tighter until it becomes almost virtually impossible. So it just only makes more sense, instead of trying to, reach out and trying to find a way around it, spending time trying to do this, paying for this service, paying for that service. Just understand that it's never been legitimate and that you always need people's information. So find a way, whether it's through bandit signs, whether it's through door knocking, whether it's through, mail directly to the seller to contact you, or whether it's pay-per-click. That I think everybody just goes to the fact they go, oh, pay-per-click, I can't afford pay-per-click, it's the only way. No, it's not the only way. It's never been the only way. There have been people getting, what do you think was around? How do you think people were getting information before there was skip tracing, before there was all this easily accessible information on the internet? How do you think people were getting in contact with these people? Do you think wholesaling's only been around for the last 5 months? It's been around for 10, 15 years, 20 years. People have been wholesaling real estate.
Well, Dan, correct me if
Bob
I'm wrong here,
Sadai,
but what I'm seeing is it's not necessarily that they're trying to eliminate SMS, but they're trying to eliminate the bad actors that are sending these messages. So
that's all.
with that, when Dan's talking about, okay, well, that's really the narrative, that's really what they're trying to do, you've got to make sure when you want to become more of a legitimate business, a legitimate entity, get yourself registered, become A2P compliant, follow all the steps, right? That's ultimately the resolution to the problem, right? The problem is there are a lot of people, getting on scammers, stealing people's credit cards, social security. This AI stuff is no joke. Like, very soon here, we're going to be seeing people that take 3 seconds of a clip from somebody, and grandma's going to be getting a phone call from their grandchild, and they're going to be asking for their social security, and they're not going to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real concern. And so what they're trying to do is block those people and hold more people accountable by making them have to file and go through these different processes to make sure that people can be held accountable in the event that something like that happens to grandma, right? So it's not like they're just trying to end the industry and stop SMS. They're trying to hold more people accountable. And if you are somebody who's really trying to create and scale a legitimate business, this should not scare you, because this is just a normal step. This is the normal progression of owning a business.
Right. It's all fair. Yeah, it's all fair assessment. I mean, really, here's the thing: is if you can't afford PPC, you're gonna have to find other ways to do so. And I know a lot of people in here who got their first deal off of driving for dollars.
Me, I got mine.
You're just gonna have to maybe work a little bit harder, but I don't think that should. I don't think that should like worry you. If the fact that you might have to go out and do bandit signs rather than just pull a list, you probably weren't gonna do the work pulling the list anyways. Like, if that's the barrier between you getting success. Listen, when I had no money in my bank account, like some of you claim, some of you are like, I got $100. That's it. I got $50. That's it. Bro, I hope you can't fucking sleep at night, because I couldn't fucking sleep at night. When I had negative money in my bank account, I couldn't sleep at night.
I still
So
can't
I
sleep at night.
really hope. I still can't sleep some nights. So it's like I hope nobody in here is in a position where you're looking at your bank account and thinking like, God, man, I only got $100 in my bank account, but the thought of me getting up and putting a fucking bandit sign, in a on a freeway and going out here and doing this work, that just seems like
Ridiculous.
too much work to me,
Ridiculous.
bro. If that's your mindset, you ain't ever gonna be.
Dan, when I had no money and
Right.
I had to take my dad's old car with no brakes and I had to go, man, I had no other choice. It got to that point. It got to the point where I hated the life I was waking up to so much that the risk of getting in trouble for doing something, to take that chance to change my life, seemed more appeasing than just letting myself stay where I was at. And I think that's what a lot of people have. That's the level that a lot of people have to reach in order to make a difference, make a change, make a decision, take some sort of action. Is they got to get fed up with what they're living. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me saying, oh well, you got to hate your life, but like it really comes down to the point where the reason why you decide to change it is because you're not satisfied with what you have in front of you. And
Basically,
a
the
lot
whole
of
thing
times you
is
gotta
like
get
no other.
extreme.
Go ahead.
A lot of
No
times you
other
gotta get
industry.
extreme.
No other industry can you do cold outreach to get your customers. You're not doing cold outreach to get your customers. If you're going to open up a restaurant, you're not doing cold outreach to go get people to inside your restaurant. You know what they do when they open up a restaurant? They go, we got to go Instagram. We got to get people in here. We got to get people around. We got to do an event. We got to put postcards on people's cars. We're going to do all this stuff, all these things. Pretty soon, they're going to start taking away your ability to even utilize um, VoIPs for reaching out to phone numbers that you don't have access, you don't have opt-in information from. So that is coming next, because that is in a position where they're sick and tired of the cold calling stuff as well, because they know that like their biggest problem right now is the SMS. So they're once they feel like that is under control, then they're going to move their focus to cold calling. And now the cold calling is going to come into a situation where it's going to be hard because the regulations are going to come down on cold calling, because people are again, there's a lot of scams being ran through cold calling. So pretty soon there's going to be a situation of they're going to create regulations. Everybody's like, well, how are they going to do that? It's never going to be possible. Listen, 3 years ago, people said they're never going to shut down SMS. They will find a way. They own the airways. T-Mobile, AT&T, and Frontier have more money than most of the corporations in America combined. Those three companies control so much of your data, all kinds of stuff, that you guys just don't even understand how powerful those three companies are. And there's really no smaller companies carrier-wise that are even able to even compete with them. So they have to comply with what those three tech giants want. Whatever they say, they have to comply. And it sucks. It sucks because they control a lot of the aspect of everything about you.
Dude,
So,
and to talk about data, like, it's crazy to even think about. Like, you guys don't even realize, and I didn't even realize. I saw a documentary and I didn't even realize until I saw it again, and I really thought about it. I was like, damn, all these different companies that you're spending your time, and this goes for every company that is constantly on your phone. Like, I turned off all my notifications, bro. I don't want to be reachable. They are all fighting for your attention, and they have all these different data points about you. They can predict you. They know what you're gonna do. They know everything. They know you better than you know you, and they program people, bro. I'm telling you, they really do. So you got to be very mindful when it comes to where you spend your time and what you do. And that's one thing that I'm really just trying to focus more on. Dude, data is no joke. Like, these companies really do have a lot of data. They know what you're searching for. They know what you're what you're looking for,
Yeah.
and they sell all that information to advertisers, bro. And those people are paying. That's the whole business model. Is like they want to keep you hooked on the phone, scrolling endlessly, and then pumping you with ads. And hopefully, after they finesse your nervous system enough, like you're pressing buy on whatever they have to sell. That's literally how it works. Literally, like that's so crazy to think about. I've been hearing a lot of stuff about this. Oh, the Matrix this, the Matrix that. I'm gonna tell you all this, man. I've been on both sides of the fence. I've been on the extreme side to say the Matrix is real. Like I broke out the Matrix, but dude, I was so unaware. The Matrix is very real, and I'll tell you what it is, man. It's where you spend your attention, where you spend your time, what you are focusing on becomes your Matrix, right? And if you are focusing on stuff that doesn't serve you, and you're scrolling, doom scrolling, looking for stuff that really isn't serving you, you're just literally being harvested by like Facebook and Google. And they just track your data. They find people that are just like you, and they sell your attention to advertisers for a profit. That's literally it. That is the Matrix. That is the business model. It is, how can we steal more of John's waking hours throughout the day? That's the whole business model. How can we sell him on something? That's the business model. Now I'm starting to see all of these gurus and understanding, well, why is it that they do this? Why is it they get on social media and they start to market stuff? What they're doing is they put this fever dream in front of you that you can become successful if you buy their course. Then they find people that are just like you, that fit this avatar, this category, that are dangerously doom scrolling on their phone, looking for some way out of the trap that they don't even realize that they're in. And then they run ads. They find people with the same targeted interests, and they sell you on that dream. That's their whole business model. They don't actually get on the phone. They don't actually underwrite these deals. Their whole purpose is to literally harvest your attention and sell you on a dream. But we don't do that here. And I think that's why, we haven't really blown up. We haven't gotten that same level of virality. But I know for a fact from the people that are in this community, and I love to see it in the side chat, that the people know that REI Rev is the real deal. These are people that actually do this business, that actually put in the work, that actually comp the properties, that actually talk to sellers, that actually assign and close on deals. And that's why, the people that join REI Rev don't leave, is because they see how real this is. But we need your help, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get more exposure to the people that are stuck in the Matrix, that are being sent all of this information, that are being harvested, quite frankly, and don't know how to get out of it. They still have only $200 to their name and don't know how. They don't have a skill to gain more money. You can have $200-$300 in your bank account right now, but if you don't know how to go and get to the next 10,000, how to go and get to the next 7,500, how to get to the next 15, 20, 30, $70,000 check, bro, you're going to be stuck and you're going to be unsatisfied with the life that you are living. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, I want everybody to really take this opportunity seriously, because that window is closing, okay? Your attention is being harvested. It is being harvested. All these notifications that suck you back into your apps on your phone, whether that's Gmail, Facebook, Instagram, even Discord, depending on what type of Discord you're subscribed to. You need to be very mindful of the stuff that you allow to capture your attention. And if you can become more aware and in more control of what you allow yourself to give your attention to, that is where you will ultimately have power. So I want more people to have the power to be able to decide to focus on what's best for them. What's really best for you is real estate. It ain't going anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere, and it's been around longer than everybody in here has been alive, and is going to outlive all of us. So the only thing that we can really do that I believe is truly worthwhile, and let me know if you believe this in the side chat, is real estate, bro. This crypto stuff, I don't trust it. Hasn't been around long enough. It's up, it's down, it's volatile. We know that real estate appreciates consistently over time. Now we are showing people how to get into these deals, structure these types of opportunities with literally little to no money down on these deals. Matt and I are closing on a $0 down sub 2 deal this week. If you can find 5 of those per quarter, all right, that's every 4 months. 5 deals, $0 down every 4 months, and you do that for the next 5 years, there's no way that you're not going to be financially free. No way. That's a guarantee. If you put in the work and you find the deals, you will be financially free. We see it time and time again. Real estate is the #1 industry for millionaires to not only make millions, but to multiply their millions and preserve their wealth. Don't get caught up with the nonsense that's being fed to you online that, oh, this is the best thing to do. This is the best thing to do. This is the best thing to do. I've tried it all. I tried e-com. I tried crypto. I tried trading options. This is not just me bashing these other industries because I don't have experience in them. It's because it took me so long. I think about it all the time. The amount of time that it took me going through these other bullshit avenues to find wholesaling real estate. If I had just found real estate in that amount of time and just went all in on real estate, I can't even imagine where I'd be at because I'm already in a good spot. I already don't have that same level of fear that I once had. I once was 18 years old and I had to leave, and actually live on my own, having no real skill in the world. I know what that feeling feels like. I know what it's like to live with no safety net. I know what it's like to go to a country where you don't speak the language and you got to make shit work because you don't have anybody that's going to come and save you. I know what that feeling feels like. And so when I say real estate is the way, it really is. It really is. From my personal experience, from the experience that I see every single day, from the people that are in this community that get in here for free. Ladies and gentlemen, that window is closing. There is no other opportunity to really be in proximity with people that are actively doing this business at a high level, especially for free. And if you haven't sent the link to somebody that you think would benefit, you're doing not only yourself a disservice, but you're cheating everybody that you love. Anybody that you think would benefit, and you're not sending it to them, you're cheating them. I promise you that. A lot of people will chase whatever's hot in the moment. But you know what's going to be hot and stay hot forever is real estate. It's not going anywhere. There might be new regulation. There might be a state, and we're going to talk about it here in about an hour. There might be a state that outlaws wholesaling. But we're going to have the information that you need to navigate and pivot as the industry becomes more and more regulated. That's going to be my guarantee to you all, ladies and gentlemen. The people that are in here really do this business. The people in here really want to see you succeed, and we're giving you everything you need to be successful. At this point, it's really up to you to take action. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on ahead. We're going to end the stream. It doesn't look like too many people are, loaded with questions for this beautiful Monday. I'm excited to get on the phone. No, send me a list. I will get that skipped and sent over to you. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to run this opportunity just for the people that are in here that have stuck here till right now, okay? I've cracked the code on skip tracing. I've kept it really low key. I have not been making a public thing about it. I've been testing the data. The data works, especially for the SMS. The deliverability rate is high enough so that you do not get banned. The error rate is low enough that you will not get your account banned. If somebody in here today wants to get on the phone and their problem is they can't afford skip tracing, send me a list. I will skip trace it for you for free. I want to see you get on the phone and start making calls. Only to the people that are in this audience right now, to the people that are deciding that they want to make something of themselves right now. Send me that list right now, today, okay? We will get you on the phone with somebody today. There is no reason that you should be waiting. There is no excuse that you should be giving yourself that you cannot get after your dreams right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, please send somebody the link to come and join us. And guys, please go subscribe to us on YouTube. We're trying to grow the brand. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. On the side chat, go and subscribe to us on YouTube. We're going to be going live here in about 45 minutes to talk about this new regulation that's going down in South Carolina. It's going to be very important. I'm going to be trying to reach out to an attorney. We're going to try to reach out to the governor. If the law hasn't already been signed, I'm going to make a double check and see if the law has been signed. I don't think it has been, but I will see if it has, and I'll update you then. If it has not, I will be personally calling the governor of South Carolina to tell him why I believe that this is not a good idea and that wholesaling should remain unregulated. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, invite somebody you think would benefit. Tap in, really work with the people that are in here. an amazing, amazing opportunity, amazing people that are part of this community, that contribute to this community on a daily basis, ladies and gentlemen. You really cannot miss out on this opportunity. It's all right in front of you. It's all right in front of you, and the only thing you've got to do is take action because the blueprint's laid out. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we will catch you in about 45 minutes for the live stream. We're going to be breaking that down, that new law, that new regulation for South Carolina. It's going to be one you don't want to miss. If anybody has any questions, feel free to shoot them in the chat. We love y'all, and we will continue to provide the #1 resource and information for this industry. Take care.